Hello Herotaku Nation, welcome back to Transformers Month here on the Herotaku YouTube channel. This is Sam out here. Today we'll be taking a look at the Transformers Cybertron Megatron. This is by far my favorite Megatron design, and I really wanted to review it for Transformers Month because this toy is incredible. The only downside is I don't have a Galvatron, which I just want to own this toy a second time, honestly. So here we have Cybertron Megatron. Now this Megatron took a different approach in terms of vehicle mode. Instead of being a tank or a gun or a plane, he's a car. I don't think there's ever been a car Megatron since this guy. He was definitely the first. There's not been a Megatron that's been a straight up car. This guy is a futuristic sports car. And he is just friggin' awesome. To get this out of the way, there are two missiles that are supposed to be up here. I did remove them at one point. I do not know where they are, so they will not be making an appearance in this video. But you still have the Cyber Key, which I will add. The fact that his gimmick allows you to kind of store his Cyber Key on his on the figure is really cool. Now, this is a leader class Cybertron figure, so it did retail for like $40 or something like that back during Cybertron. And I will say that this is a really cool Decepticon-oriented exclusive key to this Megatron, which is really neat. So we'll take a look at that. But in terms of a car mode, this thing is cool. He's got guns for tires, which that's just awesome. He's got a cockpit, so he could take a human captive. This thing just looks like it would go really fast. It's really angular, really nice looking. It's very hefty too, being a leader class Transformer. I just love this thing. It just looks so damn cool, and there's really no complaints I have with it. Cyber Key gimmick-wise, there is one in this mode. Plugging this in will launch these turbines and make a sound effect. So you get these little turbines that pop up, they do spin, and they need a sound effect, which is neat. Nothing too special, but really cool. Now, those turbines are seemingly to make the car go faster, or they may be for secondary mode. He actually does have a jet mode. Now this jet mode, I'm going to show you the entire transformation of right here, because it's as simple as splitting this, splitting these, folding these back, and connecting everything and plugging it all in, and turning these. And now you have Megatron in his jet mode. Now this is actually, if you didn't realize this was a car, this is actually not a bad jet mode. It's quite convincing. You got a cockpit. You got a nose to it. You've got, jet thrusters. You got fins. You got wings, sort of. It's not a bad looking jet, and especially as a secondary mode, it's not bad. It's definitely better than Optimus Prime's jet mode from Cybertron. So now with the jet mode, the sound effect kind of makes a little more sense, because now it's a flying jet. So overall, not too bad. Now this guy's transformation is a little complex, so let's get started. First of all, you want to unplug the wing things here and place them away. You want to take the feet, because these will be the feet. You want to plug these in here and kind of fold this up and plug it in. And doing that for the other side, I guess, as well, right now. Then you come around to the bottom here, and you'll notice that there is a crotch. So you pull that down, and then you bring his hips around so that the screws aren't showing, like that. And then, if you can position the figure right, you want to fold and take these pieces back here. They're just going to kind of chill out for the moment, better positioned later. Just going to kind of rotate them around. And now we get to the point where the figure is too tall. So after readjusting everything, I'm going to come to this top section and fold these out, and these are going to become his arms. So you can remove these out of the way. Also slide the cockpit piece back in, come around to here, take, and this will fold down. You want to make sure you line up. There's holes for the pegs to go in on the arms. Bring down his arms. You want to fold out these little purple bits just for some extra added power. These purple covers will move and cover this here, and then you bring this around like that, and there you got an arm. Do the same for the other one. Pretty simple overall, if you know what you're doing. And you want to take and fold. These will come like this. So you get kind of like wings, sort of. More of a cape kind of look, really. Then last, you want to pull up the head, and bring up the two horns, and there you have Leader Class Cybertron Megatron in his robot mode. Now, he is quite a tall figure. He is the tallest thing I've reviewed for Transformers Month. Being a Leader Class toy, he is large. He is a large figure. A good example of how big he is would I don't know. Let's go with United Megatron, who's a Voyager class, standard Voyager class size. Cybertron Megatron is gigantic. He is awesome, though. This design, the colors can be a little wonky. If you don't like the colors, I'm sure you like the Galvatron colors. It's more of a black and grays and whites going on. But man, this guy is so cool. I just love this design so much. From the head sculpt, which is just kind of menacing in everything. It does even have slight neck articulation, but only enough that you need. Shoulder joints, bicep swivels, outward shoulder movement, double jointed elbows that are intentionally that way, wrist swivels, even got a waist joint. Doesn't move very much because it's a backpack, but you got that. Outward hip movement, forward, back hip movement, knee bends, rotation. You got really clicky ankles. They're wonderful. This guy can assume a ton of different poses, and the only real restriction is balance. As long as he's balanced, he will probably get a pose you want. So yeah, even if you do incredibly dumb poses like the one I just did, he does work out quite well. It's really nice. Now I will say he is able to combine with the Lion combiners, mostly Nemesis Breaker's what he's intended to combine with. He can be combined with Lino Breaker and anyone else that uses that mold through this port here. Basically, you have to fold up the arm and get it inside. If I ever do review Nemesis Breaker, I'll show that. But it is possible for him to have the arm combiners, and pretty much any of them work that you use that Lion mold. Now, I did say he did have other additional Cyber Key gimmicks, and if I didn't, we're going to go over them anyways. First one here is the Armor of Unicron, which you pop out here by putting in the key gimmick. A little springy thing. This is just kind of a thing he had. It gave him additional power. It was supposed to stick on like this. I kind of find that to be kind of weird, so I kind of go the opposite direction with it. Actually, better yet, let's put it on the other arm, since that was the side it came from on his backpack. So it looks really cool. It's a nice bludgeoning weapon. It gave him some kind of power boost in the show. It's not the most exciting thing. What is exciting is his other gimmick, which is his Wheel Gun of Death. Because you open this up and you can bring out one of his tires as a Gatling gun, which managed to kill off 3 Autobots in a horrific scene that I'm surprised passed for kids' television back in 2006. So bring this out, and you can crank this little wheel, and you got a Gatling gun. It's really cool. Honestly, out of the 2 weapons, this one's the coolest just because of the machine gun gimmick and what it did in the show. It had bigger barrels popping out of the circles there in the show version, but physics did not allow for that to happen here. So overall, Cybertron Megatron is by far my favorite Megatron toy, my favorite Megatron design. It is my favorite Megatron, and I would definitely recommend it. He is an older figure. He does go for a pretty penny, but just remember that he was about $40 at retail. And like I said, if you don't like the colors as much, Galvatron's the same mold, but in different colors that you might like better. A fantastic toy, whether it's Galvatron or Megatron. I would highly recommend them. So anyways, be sure to check out Herotaku.com for all your Transformers stuff if you haven't already. And stay tuned for more Transformers Month here on the Herotaku YouTube channel. Tungsten, saying goodbye.